Okay, so the lat pull down, as the name suggests, works the lat muscles. Okay, so these big muscles on the side of the back. They run along the spinal column, up onto the arm itself, and along this pelvis. And as a result, if Fiona raises her arms into the air for me, they're going to pull her arm down and in towards this position. So this is actually what we're looking to create as we go through this. If we want a big stretch, when she gets here, she can allow her arms to come upwards, okay, and then depress back down and then retract. And that's taking this lat through a nice big range of movement. So we're going to try and recreate that with the bar in a second. A couple of key points. I want her wrist here to be right over the top of her elbow. So her hand's not in here and it's not so wide out there. You can do variations, but to begin with, we're going to keep the wrist over the elbow. And that's going to play a role in where she grabs this bar. It's going to vary based on how long this arm is. If someone's got a shorter arm, they can be closer in on their grip. If they've got a longer arm, they're going to naturally be a bit further out. So if Fiona grabs this now, and then sits back down with the weight, she's going to shimmy herself nice closely in, and she's then going to go through this movement, pulling down through here, in, straight wrist, you can see through that, and a nice line through here. It hovers just above her chest, and stays in a straight line here. She can then go back up, and this is going to stretch up a little bit. There we go, and then she's going to depress it and pull it back down on both sides, squeezing back down, still straight position. It comes back up again, up it goes, and then it comes down. She might need to lean ever so slightly backwards just to get out of the way of the cable. That's absolutely fine. Now there's a couple of schools of thought about the top position of the lat pull down. It could either be where Fiona's completely underneath it, the arms are dead straight, as though she was hanging from a bar in like a pull-up position. This here is expressing a nice full range of the shoulder. However, we lose a little bit of tension in the lat when we get into this position. If she actually leans back ever so slightly and lets this lat stretch upwards, right, she can get a bit more of a stretched, a lengthened range. You can lean back a little more still. Yeah, a little bit more lengthened range through this lat muscle. Okay, so as she pulls down from here to press, and then it comes down, and then as it comes up, she lets that stretch, but she doesn't lean forwards in the same way. She might find a bit more in the lat by doing it this way. Excellent, and then back up. Versus, if you come underneath it now, nice and tall, we get more shoulder kind of stretch, but maybe a little less into the lat as she now does it. In this position, she might need to lean slightly back as the bar comes down so as not to hit herself in the face, but this is closer to what a pull-up looks like. Either of these approaches works, and I think is a perfectly acceptable way of doing the lat pull down. Just depends maybe on what you're trying to work on and which one you prefer. Okay, so let's look at that incorrect position from the side. So as Fiona pulls this down, she's going to try thinking about pulling it as low down as she possibly can. And she could either do this, and in which case she's turned that into a little bit of a tricep press, or she could use her abs to crunch down the kind of weight. And then you can keep that there, just do the ab crunch. Yeah, okay, and you can see she loses all this shape. Pull into a better position, that lovely tall spine, that spine's not going to change position. And she's only coming down as far as she can keep this straight here for, and the tall, proud chest. Then it goes back up. Good, and she gets a nice stretch up through here, and then it comes back down, and just in to where she can keep that nice and straight, so you can actually come up just about there. And in that position, she'll keep a little bit more tension into the lat itself. She'll be able to feel that working more here than she will if it gets to kind of here.